Hello! Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Pokemon. It's been a minute since our last stream, and I'm excited to get some gaming going tonight. I don't know what decks we're gonna be playing around with. I am very close to hitting Master Ball, so we might just run some different Raging Bolt lists, and since we're pretty close to hitting, since we've been playing a lot of, but I'm not 100% sure what the game plan is tonight. I have been looking over, so just had the Prague regionals, which were the first perfect order regionals in the since the rotation happened outside of Japan. So we do have those lists that we can look at if this wants to cooperate with me. There we go. There's like all these wonderful ads here. So we do have some lists. Dragapult did end up winning, so honestly, I kind of want to play around with it. I don't know. It's an interesting list. Dragapult and Dunsparce. It has Dunsparce as an additional draw engine, as well as Dunsparce EX as an additional attacker, and as a way to deal with like Crustals. So it's an interesting deck list for sure. Hero's Cape. So either you get a really beefy Dragapult with 420 HP. It's a very interesting list. We also had in second place, which I have actually never played a Crustal list ever, but we do have a Crustal list that made some movements utilizing a Cornerstone and a Mega Kangaskhan. I assume, actually don't know what the Mega Kangaskhan is there for other than the draw power. I guess late game with the Jumbo Ice Cream and the spiky energy. Yeah, the spiky energy to do additional damage. Honestly, pretty good, and then you can always Heroes Cape it if you're going that route. Although I don't know what route you're going Mega Kangaskhan and not the Crustal. I guess anything that's, anything that can deal with Crustal, so in the mirror or with What's Their Face Festival lead. So that's interesting. I've never played a Crustal list, so I don't know. We had a Garchomp list that got third place. Seems like a pretty straightforward Garchomp list. Generally, don't think it's really any interest or any different than what we've played before. So we might play around with this tonight. Oh no, please, Leary's Skill. Discard your hand and search your deck for a Pokemon, a supporter card, and a basic energy. Reveal them, put in your hand. That's kind of interesting. It's the first deck I've actually seen utilize Leary's Skill. And then there is Starmie Dusknoir that got fourth place. I've also not played a Starmie Dusknoir list yet, so I think I'm kind of leaning towards playing one of these other lists that I haven't played before outside of... As much as I do want to play around with this Dragapult list just to see, I feel like I have played a lot of Dragapult recently and not really played a lot of these other lists. And also Mega Starmie is kind of Dragapult, you know, Jetting Blow to do 120 damage and then 50 damage to the bench, and then you pair it with the Dusknoirs. This could be an interesting list to run. Ignition Energy to quickly power up the Nebula Beam, which does 210 damage. Or I guess if you're really in a pickle and you need to attack with Meowth or attack with Blood Moon early. Well, no, Ignition Energy is only on evolutions, actually, right? Yeah, it's only on evolutions, so never mind. I was like, wait a second, I'm thinking of, I think Reversal Energy is what I'm thinking of. And that one I believe is a prize card difference. But yeah, for the Mega Starmie to attack. So you know what? Let's throw this together. I have yet to play any Mega Starmies. I've just been playing the Bolt Box list. Been getting some nice online wins with it. Nothing has really changed with it. Since the last time we streamed, I think my only changes that I made when I went to some events this weekend was I added in the Cypher Maniacs and another Night Stretcher. And I went ahead and removed the Briar altogether. I felt like I was almost never using... Oh wait, what are these? Rarest owned replaces all unowned. Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's import settings to owned. That's cool. Now, I wish I just had a third option of instead of highest rarity, I could select favorited rarity. Because then instead of, pulling this judge, I honestly should find... I wonder, how much are these judges? I actually really dig this judge as well. Obviously, I really like... Or this one. I obviously really like this. I don't know, that's stupid expensive. And this one. I think those are both fun. Actually, how much is that other... Since I know we're going to be playing a lot of judge, I would go and play a min rarity version. I might actually... There's a world where I have these. I don't even know what set this is from. This one's also kind of fun. I'm sure I actually have some of these judges somewhere, actually. Let me check my binder of old supporters from when I used to open a lot of stuff back in, like, the mid-2010s. I don't know if I ever opened any sets that had Judge in them, though. I feel like I would remember seeing Judge in here. This is all back during, like, Sword and Shield era. Was where I feel like I was opening up the majority. I don't think Judge was... No Judge in here. I know somewhere I have probably some older supporters, but if it's not in this, like we have back during like Sabrina's Suggestion and everything, it's 2019, so yeah, a couple years after the last Judge run. Well, I'll share you. Welcome on in. I'm trying to decide which Judge I like the most. Product type Pokemon, or no, not product type, product line Pokemon. Because I also want to see how expensive they are. If they're expensive, then absolutely not. Yeah, like this Judge is $62 market price. That's insane. Insane. This one is $10. Just want like some cheap fun Judges that I actually like. Oh, this one's from XY. This is from XY Breakthrough. These are like 15 cents. This is what I want. I want some Judges that are... Because like how I like to play my Giovanni bosses, I want to do the same thing with... And find like a Judge that I actually like. Because I'm honestly not a huge fan of this Judge, which is our current Perfect Order Judge. I'm not a fan. Okay, so this one is from Sun and Moon in Light, and it's 23 cents. I'm a big fan of 23 cent cards. And then this Judge is from Fusion Strike, and it's 10 cents. So any of these Judges I'm okay with. I figured the commons would be on the cheaper end. I just got to decide which one I want. And then go with that. I'm sure people can buy just so many of them. I don't know that I like... I think it's between this one for me. Because I have the full arts of these. This is what I've currently been using. But I don't know, they're not my favorite. I think I'm between this one and this one. I think I like this one more though. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. I'm gonna play this art tonight, and we'll see how I feel throughout the night. And it's not just because that one's only 10 cents. A little bit because that one's only 10 cents. We're playing Legacy Energy in this. All right. So our main idea with the way this deck works is it's very similar to how we played Dragapult with Dusknoir. We Badoo early, we pop some Duskulls, and then we attack with Mega Starmie. For Jetting Blow, 1 energy does 120 damage, 50 damage to the bench. Nebula Beam for 3 energy does 210 damage, and it is not affected by weakness or resistance, or by any effects. I didn't realize it was any effects. I didn't read that. So that punches through, Crustal as well. Interesting. I wonder if you'd want to play more than just 2 Ignition Energy then. If you're expecting to see a lot of Crustal. Although also, well, Dusknoir also kind of deals with Crustal, and you can also put the 50. You can't put the 50 onto Crustal. You can put it onto before they eat, though. I don't know. This is a very interesting deck. Very interesting deck. Do I want to play this art? I do have a singular of this art. We'll play this one. If I'm playing singles, I think I'll play that one because it's the only one I have of that art. Bum, bum. Okay. 4 Poffins, 2 Stretchers, 3 Pads, 3 Gears, 3 Hilda. Hilda's going to be our big go-to. We'll also find our Ignition Energy. Otherwise, we're using just Water Energy. We can also grab Dark Energy. Oh, because we are playing 2 Monkeys. Interesting. And then, of course, Wally's Compassion, which will heal that. How much is... I feel like this thing's got to be stupid expensive now, right? There's no way this thing isn't stupid expensive. I know for a minute, people were like, oh, you should definitely buy your Wally's Compassion now. And I was like, yeah, probably should, because you only ever need one of them. Oh, it's actually not. It's only $20. I'm actually very surprised it's only $20. I mean, it's not super playable, but still, just since Wally is like a character, and this one's only $2. So actually, if there's a world if I actually played a deck that played Wally's Compassion, I'm sure at some point I will. I might actually pick up the ultra rare. Alright, we're playing Mega Starmie. Coin-wise, we will be playing our regulars. Wolf for the card sleeve. And deck box. What's something that screams Mega Starmie, but doesn't completely scream Mega Starmie? I like it especially when I choose a deck box I've never used before. The Holidays 2023, because Mega Starmie is the gift that keeps on giving. All right. I've been playing a ton since the reset. I've played a couple games here and there. Like I said, mostly with Bolt Box. I went to like 3 days in a row of events over the weekend. I ended up getting 7th place at a cup. I assume I want to go second. I actually don't know. I guess it depends on the matchup if we want to go first or second. We only play a single Badoo. I'm gonna say yes first. We only play a single Badoo. Because if you whiff the Badoo, I feel like it's pretty bad going first. Or pretty bad going second, rather. I don't know, because I feel like we want to get the Evo off. Yeah, this is a pretty good setup for going second. I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on how often we're expecting this to like hit a Poffin, you know? Do we grab a second one here? We don't expect them to get an attack off, right? Probably not. Maybe we just grab another Staryu. I think we just grab that and just end turn. But yeah, I ended up getting 7th at a cup, so it doesn't replace any of my best finishes. And then I got 3rd at a challenge. Or 4th. 3rd or 4th. They're both the same point value. So it doesn't super matter. But that did replace one of my best finishes. So now I'm currently at 196 points for the season. We're going to probably get hit with a Badoo here. Which I'm okay with if they hit me with a Badoo. Because we're not looking to use any items here. I do have a little bit of a worry. I don't have any energy. I was going to say putting damage on the board for them to use Monkey to worry with, but that might be fine. Might be fine. We should put that on the board. Do we want to put Legacy Energy in play right now? Maybe. I guess I don't see why we wouldn't put Legacy Energy in play right now. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see a reason why we wouldn't. I guess we just Jetting Blow, and then where are we putting the 50 though? I guess we just put it on one of the Dreeps. Because obviously we don't want to put it on the Dunsparce because that does nothing. They are playing the Dunsparce build, so they are playing Crispins, but they are not playing any other energy acceleration. I mean, they might be playing like a Roses, but Roses doesn't accelerate, I think, until we're below 3 prizes left. Is that how Roses works? When your opponent has 3 prizes or less? So we don't have to be worried about them getting any huge attacks going here. Even from like the Dunsparce EX, which they're not going that route since they just benched the other one, because they only be hitting for 50 damage, which isn't really anything. They send up the other Dunsparce. The other Dunsparce. This one cannot evolve, so this might just be a sacrificial lamb, because I can't imagine you'd want to waste another energy attachment just to get another Badoo going here, when I don't really need to Badoo. They're just going to go full Dracloaks. I don't really want to put Meowth into play to get boss either. I think the first thing we'll do is hit the Pokegear and see if we can find the boss without having to use Meowth for it. Because if we can attack here... that's problematic. We do play a Latias. Maybe we just Lily? I mean, we could Hilda and just attack, but then that's 2 EXs in play. We could Lily and hopefully try and set up our board as well. I feel like that's another thing we need, is actually getting the board set up. I don't think he'll come up. We only have 1 Meowth. Yeah, this isn't... I think we should have just went to the Meowth route. Jetting Boo. Do we want to take this out? They only have 4 cards in hand. I was like, it puts us on like an awkward prize. Like, we could just fix our prize and go down to 4 and just set up damage, but we could have got a Duskull down. We were going a little greedy there. We could have just Hilda to get energy, played it a little bit safer, because if we would have whiffed like the Ultra Ball for Latias, and now they get it a chance to move damage. They are going to take out our Staryu here. But I should be okay with that. Oh wait, no, they aren't, because they don't have any data unless they bench something. Which, I mean, they could easily bench something. So we actually should have. I mean, they played 2 copies of Frisky Runes as well. They've already thrown 1 away. Hero's Cape. This is now an easy knockout for them, though. If we can get multiple Duskulls in play... Otherwise, we don't want to just put down 1, because that's just an easy knockup. Okay, they have the damage to push over. We want a Wally's Compassion to heal the 200 damage so we can have 2 punches. And since they have that, we don't really want a Jetting Blow anyways. But we also have to be mindful now that this Dunsparce is there. We could just Meowth for Wally's Compassion. Let's Gear first, because if we find Gear there, we can Ultra Ball. I guess we can still Ultra Ball. We can Ultra Ball Gear Hilda. But I just don't want to put another EX in play, because that's punching for 180 there. Yo, how are you doing? Welcome on in. I just want 2 Duskulls down is really what it is. Yeah, I think we gotta do that. Because otherwise this is just an easy 3 prizes for them. Although if I put this down, it goes down and it only has 4 left. When we put down another one, it also only has 4 left. I don't think they can take out both of them, though. Could be wrong. Could be wrong, but I don't think they can take out both of them. And does this fix any math for us? They're only punching 120 here, that's the thing. I don't love that. I don't love punching 120 and putting 50 over there for them to play with. I don't think it fixes any long-term math for us, which is the issue. We just put a Fez in play. 60, it's 240. Put a Fez in play. It won't take any damage since it's dark. See if we can't maybe find a Poppin'. Yeah, we do find another Dust Skull though, which is fine. And do we want to give them damage or just let them punch for 200? So we could just choose to not give them damage. But if we pop this for 50 next turn, 210 plus 90. If we're able to attack, let's say, with the Ignition Energy. I think we do actually try and make it awkward for them to... I mean, they could try and establish 2 of those. I think we do, actually, because it depends on who they remove the damage from. Because they're going to kill one of these. They need to take 5 prizes, so they could also just, like, boss Fez, for instance. I'm trying to make this as awkward for them as I can, while setting up a potential 3-prize turn first. Because now they need to evolve this, or else this could be a loss for them. They also need... They can't really clear this enough. Doing good. Had your job orientation today? Nice! How'd it go? You feeling good about it? Treasure for Psychic Energy. Pokepad for... I was like, the other concern there is if they put down a second monkey. But they already attached energy. If they put down a second monkey, we'd be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, they have to evolve that Pulse. It's the only way. Went good. I started next week, the week after. Nice, nice, nice. And then they still have a runaway draw here. That's exciting. I hope everything continues to go well with it. The issue is like this damage is such an awkward number. Oh no, are they able to take out both of them? I didn't do my math right. I wasn't factoring in the risky ruins when I was doing my math. Yeah, they still take double prizes there. Nah, that's my bad. I wasn't doing my math correctly. First time playing the deck. Didn't do my math correctly. Didn't do the math correctly. It's just such a difficult number to reach with the cape. If we went for an actual Nebula Beam last turn, I think that would have been a lot better. Monkey Dory. Does Monkey Dory fix anything for us? Not really. They need to take 3 prizes. They get 3 prizes by punching into that. If we don't have a way to kill... Again, 210 is just 300, doesn't fix it. Monkey Dory doesn't fix it. Yeah, I think that's just it. Because we gave them these 2 prizes that we didn't need to give them. So we still need to take 3. Even if we tried to play for like a... Really anything here. I'm sure there might be an out here that I'm just not seeing. Oh no, this is only 2 prizes actually. Never mind, this is only 2 prizes. Yeah, there's only 2 prizes actually. So this is not completely over. I mean, it's kind of close to completely over, but it's not completely over. Close to it, but not completely. Alright, so healing 30 off here doesn't do anything. 5 plus 6. It does here, though, so we actually do have to heal the monkey here. Otherwise, they just push 30 here and just they have the math. I think we just start trying to add up damage here. Just to try and make it awkward for them. Right? Surely. Surely that's it. I mean, maybe they play a one copy of E. But they don't have the 3 prizes on board. So we don't have a... I wish we could have gotten got another star. We actually should have went earlier when we lilies. We should have just hilled it to make sure we had 2 Starmies on board. It's actually a good learning. We should have just kept 2 Starmies on board. That way, because if this one didn't die, we'd actually potentially have game next turn. If we were able to keep a Starmie up. And we are not able to keep a Starmie up. So all they'll need is boss for game. We actually need boss here, so now we can't hand disrupt. Actually, I don't think it matters, so they take the 2 here, even if we attack with anything else. They have this one here, they just have to attach energy to it, and they can put the additional damage here. But I think they have game no matter what. They're just trying to thin the deck enough so even if we do hand disrupt, it's easy for them to find cards. Because my thought was attacking with Blood Moon. That doesn't buy us a whole lot. Since they can just, you know, let 2 damage counters over here. Unless we kill... I mean, even if we kill Monkey, they just have to Phantom Dive. So once again, I believe we... don't have... Let me just check. I don't think we have anything here. I think that's just game. Because we didn't get anything going earlier. I mean, I guess another monkey in play. Actually, if we get a second monkey in play, and we attach the energy to it could fully heal this one. And we attack with Blood Moon? But no, then they still have the 30 to move over to heal Blood Moon, don't they? They still have the 30 to heal Blood Moon. Because I put this stupid Risky Ruins in play, and I don't have a way to bump Risky Ruins. Because this puts the 2 forward. Oh, actually, yeah, that's actually... I guess fine. Okay, good 6. They just need Darkness Energy. Should have thinned the deck more, actually. That was incorrect. I should have thinned the deck more. Alright. Should have thinned more. We could have got the other Darkness Energy there. We could have healed the 60 off. They could have pushed... I think the math was still there for them, actually. Yeah, math was still there for them. We needed the kill. We needed 1 more there. Yeah. I think where we messed up is we didn't prioritize getting a second Starmie in play. I think that was the early game screw, is we did not prioritize... We need to prioritize another Starmie setup, or earlier Dusk. And we also did the math wrong on the Dusk, so we gave them 2 free prizes. That on top of the Risky Ruins. We just didn't think that went through very much. I thought it through, but in fact, I did not think it through. In fact, it was not thought through at all. So we'll see if we can think this one through a little bit better. This is an interesting deck. It has some very interesting play styles. I feel like first is correct. Just to be able to set up the Staryus and start attacking turn 2. I feel like that's just gotta be right. I don't know that I would... I don't even know that I care about playing the Badoo. I just feel like I would rather go first and get set up, especially since so many decks right now want to go second to Badoo. I feel like I would rather just go first, establish the board, because once we get like a Staryu and a Duskull out, we don't really need a lot of setup. This is the mirror match. Very interested to see how the mirror match goes. They're giving me a shrug. Maybe I made the wrong choice. Maybe they're like, you idiot. Why would you choose to go second? I'm just going to item lock you, which I guess could be the case. We do need to play this gear in case they do item lock us. I'll grab that. We'll attach that. We'll end our turn. And we'll retreat and throw the legacy energy away. I don't know, this feels like a pretty decently established board. We have double Evo here. Can bench the monkey. Push the 20, I guess, here. Maybe I'm crazy and they can actually take out our Staryu. I feel like they're gonna push it here though. Now I can evolve both of these, and the goal is to get both of these evolved. Okay, that's fine. I'll just attach a different energy here. That's fine. Okay, Hilda over Lily might... Hilda is actually game. Hilda's actually game. Never mind. Let me not overthink this. Hilda is just game. Yeah, Hilda's just game. Sorry, bud. Do you just wanna concede? Thank you. I was like, do you want me to press all the buttons? Because we pop 50-50 there, it's 100, then we just knock out. Or we even pop 50-50 on the active. Either way, it's just... we do 150 to the bench? And see, that's why I kind of feel like I'd rather go first in... I don't know. I feel like that's why like a single copy of Badoo is fine. Because what if we play against someone who wants to go first as well, and if we are able to set it up, or even in the mid-game if we start to slow down a little bit, or we want to pivot to it in the mid-game, I feel like it could come up useful. But I feel like we want to go first during most matchups. Could maybe see somewhere we want to go second. Our opponent wants to go first. I don't know, because I haven't played a lot against this deck. So I haven't seen a lot of other people's decision-making with it. 2 Poffins is nice. Interesting. Dragapult wanting to go first. I kind of dig Dragapult wanting to go first. This does look like a Blaziken build, so I know they're going to be playing some rare candies. So that means I need to hopefully get Badoo. So that way they cannot rare candy attack us. I guess there's a world where this is just... Okay, I was going to say, I was like, where this is just Blaziken for some reason, and that's why they want to go first. But I mean, I do like a Dragapult that just wants to go first. You know, just no Badoo, just go hard and fast. I don't dislike the idea. Badoo is here. Lanius is here to get me out of active because I don't have energy. We have double pad. I kind of want to save the pad. I have a Staryu in hand, but I think I want 2 down, so I think we do that and that. I think maybe we throw away the boss and Risky Ruins. Or no, I think we put out Risky Ruins. I think we throw away a pad. Because do I want to play Poffin? Because we're gonna bench the Staryu and the Lanius will be down. I feel like we throw with Poffin. And we maybe don't put another... Duskull into play. Or do we actually grab Meowth and reset the hand? Because the hand's pretty dry. Maybe we grab Meowth and just reset the hand with Lily. 8 cards. Feels like a bad idea, but we're doing it. That feels like a bad idea, but we've done it. We could also judge them to get rid of their Dracloak. I feel like I need the 8 cards. Which means we put down another Staryu, and then we leave 1 place for Latias. God, that feels terrible. It feels like a not a great decision making. Okay, we don't get it, so then we just energy retreat. I think I'm okay with that. I think we do go ahead and bench this. Yeah. And I think we had... We have put Dusclops in hand. This feels pretty bad. This feels like not great gameplay. But maybe. I mean, they only had 1 established. Oh, there's a world where this is okay, actually. There's a world where this is okay. Need to hope they don't get any decent, like, another Dracloak, or another Dreepy or anything. Boss to slow us down. That's fine. So I could actually double Clops here and take out the Dracloak, which I kind of dig, because they could attack next turn. So I think let's double Clops here, give them 2 prizes. We take a prize. But then they can't attack. I kind of dig that. And then we still have the threat of item lock, but we won't do it yet because we'll see what prize we get. Maybe the prize we get somehow wins the day for us. Maybe it's like an Ultra Ball. Don't shrug at me. This makes sense. I have a big plan coming, bud. I have a big plan coming. Or it could be Darkness Energy. I don't know. Do I care? I mean, I guess I do, because I do want to get that attached. Okay, so we grab Laddie. Do we grab Laddie? I don't think we grab Laddie. I think we actually grab Mega Starmie and we attach Retreat into Badoo, so that way we have the threat of an attack next turn. Yeah, I want the threat of an attack next turn, because right now I have no threat. If I do that, we're relying completely on draw. Yeah, I think I would rather force a level of a potential attack. Yeah, I think I like this better. And they're still item locks, so we know they didn't draw into a Dreepy last turn, so they're just off their top deck to see if they get another Dreepy. Okay, cool. Then we have that. I think we keep them under item lock, though. I think we keep them under item lock. And we grab a Duskull with the other Night Stretcher. Which will take 20 damage. But I think right now we have 50 damage here and we put 50 damage here, but then they're no longer item locked and then they just start setting up. I think we force them to just draw into something right now, because even if they draw into something right now, it's not, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's a single copy of Dreepy, or maybe they draw into a Lily to reset the hand, but then they still have to then hit more Dreepies. I think we play it a little slower here until we can hopefully draw into something that allows us to take like a big, actual, impactful knockout. Like a boss to grab like the Torchic to just really slow them down. Because again, right now they probably a lot of items in this hand. A lot of items in this hand. And right now, like, if we just punch this for 210, it's only 50 damage here. They can rare candy. And then it's over. They can kill the Badoo here, which, again, is okay. They can actually move this 30 damage to... maybe to the Dust Skull? That's probably where I would push it, just in case I can't get the Dust Skull pop next turn. Okay, or no, they're just going to take the knock here. That makes more sense, because then it forces me to have the retreat. That makes more sense. Do we just get a big top deck? We do not, unfortunately, get a big top deck. Okay, so they will have their items unlocked, which is super unfortunate, but they have wasted a lot of pieces to get where they are. I think we just put the 50 damage here. Because if they rare candy this... This is weak to us eventually anyway, so I think we just put the 50 damage here. Man, not a good prize. Not a good prize. And see, this is why I think it was better the way that we utilized our Night Stretchers and our Ultra Balls. Because right now we're kind of dead drawing. We're in a stronger position, arguably, but we are dead drawing. But this turn, they're going to get such a setup board here. But this is also why the Risky Ruins is down. They take damage here. We can take 2 prizes. If they're putting this down, I feel like they probably don't have Candy Blaziken this turn then. Ooh, that's a pretty bad turn for them. That's pretty bad for them. I don't know if this 30... I don't know if I care to clear it off the Badoo. Can we just put 30 here, potentially? No, I think we put 30 here, actually. And then I kill this one. Yeah. Take the 2 prizes. And then even if you evolve this one to Dragloak, you're not in a great spot. Okay, that's a good prize. Ignition energy so I can either Nebula Beam. Oh wait, Nebula Beam is not affected by weakness or resistance. Never mind. So it'll only ever do 210. It'll only ever do 210. We can do 120 times 2 to 240. But Nebula Beam is not affected by weakness, so we cannot one-shot a Blaziken. But we do have a much well-established board here, because we also still have 30 more damage we can move over. They need a lot this turn. They need Rare Candy, Dragapult, because they've already played a Crispin. Choose Psychic Energy in the discards. They only have 1 more in the deck. Potential of it being prized. They do play a Night Stretcher, I'm sure. And then if they do punch 60... Because there's no way for them to establish a Monkey Dory and establish a Phantom Dive. So I feel like it would just have to be taking out the Dust Skull. Yeah, they just were not able to get it because they probably did not have a way to Evo there. And if they can't Evo there, it doesn't matter who they leave inactive. Nothing on their bench can survive. Yeah, I wonder if they feel a bit taken aback by all the shrugging they gave me earlier when they were like, "Why are you giving me 2 prizes?" And I'm like, "Because I'm winning the game this way." Sam, how are you doing? For some reason, I thought it was Wednesday and was surprised to see your stream. Today is Thursday, which, to be fair, I also often forget the day of the week. I often forget the day of the week. Like, it is kind of problematic how often I do forget the day of the week. Christy's also just snoring behind me. But that did also remind me that today is Thursday, and so it is the last day of the month. But I have to. I just remembered I need to pay rent, but that's today or tomorrow. I mean, I guess technically tomorrow. But how have you been, Sam? How's everything going? How are the things rocking and rolling? I'm gonna move this money. This should be enough. That is dollars. $2 to donuts. What that means? $2 to donuts? Is that a saying? I don't know why I said that. Like, I knew it was Thursday earlier, but within the last few hours, so it was like it was Wednesday. That's funny. I don't have anything going on this weekend, so there's actually nothing I'm really looking forward to. That would typically make me, like, go back and forth on the days. I have no events I'm going to this weekend. Got nothing going on. My next Pokemon event I'm going to is on next Wednesday. So I got a while before anything that I'm looking forward to. Just been playing a lot of. So next week I do go back to work in office, which I mentioned the other day. But I have been back in office a little bit this week. What? Okay, it's telling me my password is wrong for my place to pay rent. I went to actually 3 different events over this past week, which is why I didn't have any streams at the beginning of the week, because I am prioritizing right now. I have about a month and a half left in this season, so I am prioritizing going to events because I need to, I have 4 points left to be able to get my Ace Trainer, which means I'll get a special card that they'll send me, you know, in like a year or whatever. And to get that Ace Trainer, I still need 4 more points. What I need to accomplish that, because the only things that go towards your point value is your top 4 placements in Cup and Challenge and Regional. I am maxed out, or not maxed out. My top 4 just don't get me there. So at Cups, I have a first place, a second place, a third, and a third. Obviously, best case scenario is you want 3 or 4 first places. That's your 200 points right there. But I have a first, a second, a third, and a third. And for challenges, my top 4 are second, third, fourth, and fourth. Over the 3 events I went to this weekend, one was a Cup. I got 7th place at the Cup, so it did not impact my point value at all. Was in fact not helpful at all. It was still, we still had prizing, which is fun. Like I still made quote unquote money at the event, which is kind of cool. But it doesn't really go towards getting me closer to the goal, which sucks. This has got to be a bad matchup for us, right? Are we weak to... I want a Hilda here. Probably should not have attacked the Legacy Energy. You should have Hilda'd. They might disrupt, but I'm like, just in case we can play something different next turn. Like, are we weak to grass and we're weak to electric? So I got $28 that day in store credit, which is pretty cool. And then I went to a challenge the next day, and I choked so bad. I did so poor. Lost my first 2 games and just left. I was just making misplays. And then I went to another challenge the next day, and I got 4th place at it, which was beneficial because before that, my top 4 challenges were a second, a third, a fourth, and a 7th. So it did replace the 7th placement, which the 7th placement gave 8 points. A 4th placement gives 10 points. A third and a fourth both give 10 points, which put me from 194 to 196. So now what I need to get my Ace Trainer is either getting first or second at a Cup, or getting first at a challenge, or getting 2 second place finishes at a challenge. So I am prioritizing just going to events right now. Or also, I go to NAIC in June and I get high enough placement, which I think is like top 1024. And you get enough to be able to give you like 20 points, which would put me over the threshold. I feel like we actually just Nebula Beam here. Right? It's got to just be Nebula Beam here. Throw away Ultra Ball, throw away Darkness Energy. Pokepad for Duskull for next turn. So grab Latias. Play Latias. Retreat. Pokepad for Duskull. Play Duskull. And then we just Nebula Beam for 2 prizes. And then the energy runs away. We take our 2 prizes. Like you said last time, there was one after the cut for Ace Trainer. Yeah, it's the NAIC. And we just got to get top 10 24, which isn't terrible. It's not even getting day 2. It's just having a positive, like, ending number. So, like, if we don't know how many rounds there'll be. There'll probably be either there's going to be 8 rounds or there's going to be 9 rounds in phase 1. So I just need to go 5-4, and I will be fine if it's 9 rounds, which is what we had at Orlando. Or no, at Orlando I went 4-4 because we had 8 rounds. Yeah, had I just went 5-3, I would have been fine. I wouldn't have gotten day 2, but I would have gotten my 20 points. But I really want to get it done before NAIC, because if I don't get it before NAIC, I don't want to go in with that level of just, not stress. Stress isn't the right word, but like, that level of, what is the right word here? Pressure. That level of pressure of like, which I want to do really well at NAIC, obviously. I would love to make it a phase 2. But I don't want to put myself in a position where I'll feel even worse if I don't phase 2 it, day 2 it, whatever you want to call it. So we'll see. So like I said, if I can just cinch it up, I'm hoping there's a challenge I'm going to on Wednesday, which said is the next one I go to. I'm hoping, I tend to have a pretty decent run when I'm at that store. Every time I've played there in the past, I tend to do decent. Not necessarily means I'm gonna win, but when I play at that store, I tend to do pretty okay. So here's hoping. Here's hoping. Okay, this is not a terrible position for us here. The Regigigas is also just wasting a spot on their bench because Regigigas just does additional damage to Terra Pokemon. The Jewel Breakers for Terra Pokemon. I think they thought Mega Starmie was a Terra for some reason. Interesting. They're realizing that they're just gonna sacrifice. That's interesting. What an interesting play. Okay, so we'll evolve that, and then we'll Lily for 6. Alright, I don't hate that. But I think we just go ahead and attach this Darkness Energy here, and we just bump the Stadium. We could give them a prize. I think I'm okay giving them a prize just to make them lose the Chikorita. Because the Chikorita means each of their energy do more, and they can just Solar Transfer this all over and just absolutely ruin our day here. So I think we just kill Chikorita here. I think I'm okay with that. If it's smart, try and have it ahead of time, yeah. So we'll see what happens. I have a few events I'm planning to go to next week. I know at least the one on Wednesday, and I think there's also one on Friday I'm planning to go to. So we'll see where streams end up landing with all that in mind. And not to say as soon as I get it, I'm not going to go to any more events. I'll probably just go to a lot less. Honestly, had I grabbed it over the weekend, I probably would not be going to this one on Wednesday. I'd probably still be going to the one on Friday, just because I like playing at that store. And that store tends to have, like, decent turnout of just, like... And so it's good practice, because there's a decent amount of people there. Whereas the one I'm going to on Wednesday, I don't anticipate a big turnout. Which can be good or bad, because if there's not a big turnout, if you just play really well, you can easily win it all, Whereas like in a big turnout, even if you play really well, you could end up finishing it. Say you go somewhere and there's 6 rounds. Theoretically, there could be multiple of you that have similar records at the end, and it come up to a percentage who wins. But if you go somewhere and there's not a big turnout, and you only play 4 rounds, which happened at both of the challenges I went to this weekend, all you have to do is win 4 rounds, and the math does not really work out for anyone else to be undefeated, so you just get first place, which is what I'm hoping to do. But at the one I went to on Sunday, I lost the first 2 rounds, and I said, there's not even a chance of me getting top 4, so it doesn't help me, so I'm going to just get out of here. And the one I went to on Monday, I lost round 1, and I was like, okay, I have to win the next 3, and I can at least get top 4. And then I won the next 3. First place was undefeated. I'm surprised they just conceded here. I didn't have game. I had 2 more prizes they couldn't make. I guess they couldn't retreat. First place was undefeated, going 4-0. And then second, third, and myself in fourth were all 3 wins, 1 loss. We had all lost 1 singular round, but just the way the percentages work out, they end up having a slightly better percentage than me. Second place would have just would have been better for me, because then I would have just needed 1 more second placement, because that would have given me an additional 4 points. I don't know. It's just so much math I've been doing when I've been going to these events, and I hate doing it. Because at the end of the day, obviously, I'm playing Pokemon to have fun. I enjoy Pokemon. I enjoy playing the TCG. But I want this thing that shows that, at least to me, you know, I did well at the game. And so I hate that I'm having to do so much, like, math numbering. If you all got 3-1, how do they have better percentage? That's the fun thing. And it's not fun. It's a lot of math that I don't super understand. So basically, if at the end of Swiss rounds, if there are multiple people with the same record, so say first place has 4 wins and 0 losses, second place has 3 wins and 1 tie, a win is worth 3 points, a tie is worth 1 point, and a loss is worth 0 points. So since the first place had 4, they obviously have enough. Then the person with a tie with 3 wins, 1 tie, has 1 additional point than someone who has 3 wins and 1 loss. And then on top of that, I don't want to leave this inactive, right? No, I think I want to just retreat into this, because if they clutch lock me, I want them to leave that, so they have to boss if they want to do anything there. So then it comes to, if now 4th place is also a similar record to 2nd place, it now comes to your percentage of how you did against the people you beat. So let's say you and I were both participating in the same event, ended with the same record. If the person you beat round 1 lost the rest of their games, they didn't win a single game, they lost every single game, and every person that I beat, I was the first person to beat them all night, I have a better percentage against the people I played against, because theoretically they were harder opponents. But then the percentage can get so close that then it has to go off of, if you have a similar percentage there, because that can happen at large enough events, then the percentage goes off of not only your win percentage against your opponents, but then it goes off of your opponent's win percentage. Was your percentage just as good? It's a whole weird, confusing thing that I don't fully understand. But I'm told it makes sense. My goal is to just win as many as I can and not have to worry about the math. I love a good donk. Travis, how you doing? Good evening. Welcome on in. Yeah, there's a lot of math that that comes up. So then there will be people who, like, when they get near the end of an event, they'll be like, when you get to like the last couple rounds, you'll have people that want to do what's called an ID, an intentional draw, because they're like, well, our records are good enough. If we both draw here, we will get that 1 additional point that beats out the people who lose, and thus we'll get top 8. Because a lot of stores, at least in my area, I don't know how it is for you know, the rest of where other people play, but at least everywhere I am, you know, all of our stores tend to split top 8 prizing. So if you got 8th place, you got the same prizing as 1st place. Not every store does it, and sometimes it's different, but you playing at any major students? My next major I'm playing at is NAIC in June. Unfortunately not able to travel right now for any of the regionals that are coming up. I would love to, but no, my next one I'm playing in is NAIC. Did I lose the coin flip? No, okay. I was like, did I choose to go second out of habit? So people will choose to ID, which can then throw off other people who does that. So Pokemon recently just introduced a rule at Cups, because at a challenge, you know, top 8 is really top 8. It's honestly harder to win a challenge because you have to play so well during the tournament. Whereas a Cup, you just have to play to get into the top 8, and then you can still get 1st place to win. Man, this sucks. I wish this was water energy so I could at least get an attachment here. Or at least had like a monkey door to get an attachment going. Well, there's my attachment. And if they just get an attack here, we're dead. All they need is 1 Evo, so they just need Hilda and they kill Staryu. Should I just retreat into the Fez? Retreat into the monkey? I think I'm going to retreat into the monkey. I don't love it. But I just want to try and stay in the game here. So Pokemon just introduced a rule now where if you ID, like you can still ID, but whoever gets top placement in Swiss rounds for a Cup gets better seeding. So say you go undefeated at during the Swiss phases. Now that we're in top cut, when we sit down, I got 1st place, you got 8th place. I get to choose if I want to go 1st or 2nd. So it's to try and discourage IDing at Cups. But people still do it because people don't care about seeding. People care about just getting into the top phase. So I don't know, there's a whole interesting consideration people go into throw into a lot of the stuff. We could Hilda. Hilda's probably our best case here. Could Ultra Ball and just Night Stretcher. Or we could Ultra Ball, Night Stretcher. I actually kind of like Ultra Ball, Night Stretcher. I'm going to keep the Judge. I'm going to keep the Judge. I think I am going to boss here, though. So I could Pokepad and get a Dusclops, and I could pop the Dusclops to give us 2 prizes and take out one of their Duskulls. But I think I want them to give me the prizing, so I think we... So maybe we... I'm thinking we boss and kill their Staryu. Or do I just want to punch for 120? I don't know. Again, this is my first time playing this mirror match, so I'm not really sure where the math works. I feel like we want it because they could also just Wally's Compassion any damage I put onto them. You can just Wally's Compassion any damage I put onto them. So maybe it's better to just boss Staryu here and just take out their other one. They're only punching 210 here, but if they evolve 220 or 210 plus 50 is 260 plus 50 is not knockout, so they'd have to pop both of these to get knockout. So let's maybe grab this. And then not pop it. Let's save it. We won't put 50 here because they could pop these and take this damage away. Let's put it on the Tatsu. Makes sense. I'm going to LA, but I can't travel either, so they not only one. Is this your first regional this season? The only regional I played in this season was the Orlando regional. I was hoping that there was going to be another easy one on the East Coast that I could travel to, but there just weren't any really close enough ones that worked within my schedule. I would have wanted to consider Houston, but you know, it had to happen the weekend before Orlando, which was a little frustrating. Okay, this is not awful for us. Because I think we can just take out their Star U here, right? Or their Star Me, rather. And we take 3 prizes. That'll put me at 2 prizes remaining. They'll need a 240. I mean, they could attack with Blood Moon and take it. Because we Dust Noir, pop 130, 130 plus 210 is enough. I wish we could judge them as well, but we can't. Grab the 2 of those, but I mean, if they're able to get the 240 knock, then they just get game. So, putting these down doesn't super matter other than just thinning the deck. You just have to hope that they can't find... All they need is Bear, actually. They'll promote this. They pop Bear, put 50, punch. That'll be 340. Ooh, wrong promote. Maybe they don't have... They don't have a way to find Bear? Because if you can't get an attack off this turn, I just win. If I can find Boss or Dust Noir. I mean, right now with my current hand, I just win. Do they attract a customer? They attracted Petrol. Petrol is game for them, depending on their pricing. Do they see it, though? When is LA? LA is relatively soon, isn't it? I don't know why they're playing Color's Tenacity. Grand Tree? Interesting. LA is May 9th. 2 weekends from now, nice. Weekend after this, nice. Do you know what you're playing to yet? Interesting. Mewtwo? I've been liking Mewtwo. I haven't... I was playing it a little bit... I'm so confused on what their play is here. They must have like a boss or something, and they're just slow playing this for some reason. There has to be. Or maybe they can potentially find a boss off of that. Are you just forcing a draw? Are they forcing a draw because they can't win? That's actually so funny. That's so funny. They're forcing the draw because they can't win. That's so fun. I've never had this happen on live before. That's so funny. Oh, wait, does that force sudden death? Oh, I've never had this happen on live. I have never gone into sudden death on live. Hold up a second. I've never done this before. I've never done this on live before. I didn't realize that would activate sudden death. I just assumed it would go to, it would just force, it would be a tie. But I guess ties can't really happen on live. I would just assume it's a draw. So yeah, it's the first person to take a prize card wins. Opponent won the coin flip and gets to go first, which means they most likely take a prize card first. I gotta hope they dead draw. Similar open. Oh, they got a Poffin. Cool. Cool. The one time I would want to open, like, Blood Moon. Okay, well, the likelihood that they take a prize is pretty high. Oh. Okay. I don't really want to put Badu in active. I want to just put... I mean, even Latias they can technically knock with Ignition. All they need is Hilda for game. There's really no way for me to hide without it being Blood Moon. Blood Moon is really the only way. What else are you doing? I think we grab Blood Moon. Blood Moon is who I want to leave inactive. But I also want to find... I want to find Latias, obviously. Blood Moon inactive has to be the play. I'm trying to think what I thin. I think we grab a Staryu. Does that leave space for the Latias? Because obviously just an energy retreatment is great. Just attack. Oh, wait. Does just attacking work? Oh, shoot. Because they are only at 1. Oh, I didn't consider that, actually. I assumed it was sudden death rules, but we still couldn't attack. I actually don't know the ruling on that. Yeah, because they still technically haven't taken a prize card. So Blood Moon, because it's for each prize card our opponent has taken, and they have taken 0 prizes. I don't know. I don't even know if that's actually correct. But I guess in an actual like sudden death, because we've watched sudden deaths before, you still put out 6 prizes. Right? I'm fairly certain in actual sudden death you still put out 6 prizes. You don't just put down 1 prize card. You still put out 6 prize cards, I believe. But still, hiding behind Blood Moon is still correct, because if we hid behind like Fez or Latias, they can still reach the 210 damage. Okay. And now, what do we need to find? We need to find Latias. So I guess we judge into judge to hopefully find... Or do we grab Hilda and just get the Evo this turn? I think we... Because they didn't really do anything this turn, so I think we Evo. We could also boss and potentially buy ourselves another turn to just draw into it. What if we Dusclops and we just give them a prize and just end the game? That could be kind of fun. Because they already have the attachment here for the retreat. 4 cards in hand. Do we think that it's another energy Starmie boss? Could be, I guess. Could be. We could also judge them into that and still leave us without an attack. Because I would need to judge myself into those 3 pieces. I feel like we got to play this a little bit safer. We could also just, I guess, start actually attaching to Blood Moon. Yes, and... Okay, Terry, yeah. So in actual, it would be 6 prizes. Like I said, this is the first time I've seen sudden death happen on TCG Live. 5 cards in hand. Do they have the pieces for it? I love that they were able to force us into this, though. Like, that's really fun. And see, this is why we didn't hide behind Latias. Because Latias would be enough here. Like, if we were behind Latias, they could just Ignition Energy 210 and take game. I mean, it absolutely makes sense for them to attack 210. Force us to have the attack this next turn, or else they just have 1 energy per game. Oh, man, I would have loved if that was a Latias. Would have been so cool if that was a Latias. I don't think there's anything I can grab off of. Oh, actually, we do play... Well, no, I can't Meowth for Lily, because then I wouldn't have space for the for the Latias. No, no Latias. No Latias. Sad days. Wait, can I force second sudden death? Can I force second sudden death? Can I force another sudden death? Second sudden death! Let's do it again! Let's try this one more time. This time I'm going first. This is fantastic. That's so funny. No! Why is it gotta be 3 Duskulls? Why is it gotta be 3 Duskulls? Okay, but I actually do have game in hand going first. Unless they open, you know, Blood Moon or something. We actually have a pretty solid hand here. I wonder how many sudden deaths it would let us go. Well, I guess we're still playing the same timer out. Pokepad for Staryu. We play down Staryu. We attach energy to Staryu. We put out Risky Ruins so that way they can't hide behind anything else. If they bench anything like a Staryu, it would have damage on it. We also put the energy on Staryu because we don't want to, like, ignition, retreat, and then they boss us, and then we just be in the same position. So. Then we let Percy out of the room. The Shaman! Not the Shaman! Not the Shaman! Oh, that's so funny. So they need to find energy retreat to a big HP Pokemon. And if they don't have the retreat, we have game with Hilda. Because Hilda gives us Starmie and energy, even if we didn't have Ignition to retreat. It's so funny. Okay, Team Rocket's Petrol. Potentially putting a Hilda in hand for next turn in case I don't have it. Grand Tree to bump the stadium. Are they going to force sudden death again? Imagine they have Dusclaw. Okay, actually they wouldn't need to have it. But they can't evolve this turn because it's their first turn. Never mind, never mind. They wouldn't need to have it because it's their first turn. I was going to say, imagine they had Sudden Death Force again, but they don't. That's so funny. Well, that was the double Sudden Death of the Mega Starmie. So stupid. So stupid. And all of this because they knew I had game the next turn and they didn't want to let me have game the next turn. But absolutely perfect way to play that out. That, I love that. And they were playing a different build because they were playing like the Color's Tenacity with the Grand Tree, which is, I haven't seen much of that. That was very funny though. And I feel like that's gotta be a YouTube video, right? The incredible draws of, or the sudden death of Mega Starmie. So funny. I don't know if we want to keep playing Mega Starmie, because I just wanted to play other. Okay, I was gonna hit cancel because maybe I want to Garchomp. I really haven't played a lot of Garchomp. This will probably be my last Starmie game, and then we'll flip over to a different deck list. Try something else out. This has been my first time playing the Starmie deck. It's fun. I don't know that it's necessarily one I want to build and take. I have been playing Bolt Box, or just like calling it Raging Bolt isn't completely true because it isn't really a Raging. I mean, it is, but it's there's more to it than just Raging Bolt. Like Raging Bolt is rarely your attacker. Play the Starmie Dust to an online tourney and did pretty well. Yeah, it's nice. I just don't know if it's something I want to put the effort into, because I didn't pull any Mega Starmies. I just don't know that I want to put my own effort into buying the Mega Starmies, honestly. I just have too many, because I really whatever I'm going to physically build right now is what I need to be prepping theoretically to take to NAIC, since that's my next big thing. I want to do well at NAIC, so I need to determine what I want to play there. I've been having some pretty decent success with the Raging Bolt deck list. Like I said, over the weekend I got 7th place at a cup, which it was a mirror match for top 8. In the mirror match, whoever takes the first 2 prizes wins, so it was a loss-win-loss. The rest of top 8 would have been so clean though for me. Like, it was great matchups for the rest of top 8. I was like, why do I have to start with the mirror? Okie Dokie EX I've not seen in a while. Search your deck for 2 basic dark cards, add them to this Pokemon. Attach them to this Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. Pokemon's poison if it's inactive, and then Chain Crazed. If this Pokemon is poison, its attack does 130 more damage. Okay. Cool. Cool. So I guess we Evo Lily. I wish we could have gotten an attachment last turn, because then if we could potentially find... Because if we could have gotten Monkey down with damage on it, we could have done a lot more. Only 130, 130, 260. We survived that. We could actually take it out with Duskull, actually. I forget that we're playing a Duskull list. It's been so long since I've played anything with Dusks. So we just need to find Ignition Energy. Easy to find Ignition Energy, right? Right? Actually, we can still take it. We can just give them 2 prizes. Is that... We didn't get energy. Hold up, chat. We didn't get energy. Chat, we didn't get energy. In what world did we not draw a single of the 4 energy that could have gotten it for us? Oh, hold up. Is our Ignition... I just realized our Ignition Energy is prized. Both Ignition Energies prized. That's pretty funny. Well, then, I guess that's all we got there. That sucks. I was typing that. 6 top bolt list. Oh, I also won an online tourney with the slot bolt. I still have one of the top bolt lists on limit lists. Oh, nice. That's really cool. I'll almost never look at... I need to... Or not, no, almost never. I haven't recently looked at any online tournaments. Since we had just moved into the format. I know people were playing a little bit of everything, but I need to actually check out a lot of recent online tournaments now to see what has been gaming. No way you would retreat, draw 2 cards, and then come up and attack like that. Can't believe these people out here. Can I get energy? Okay. It's cool. It's cool. I didn't want just free energy. Couldn't Night Stretcher for the other one. They didn't take a knockout, so we can't really do anything with that. Guess let's grab Mega Starmie to just fully thin. I'm trying to thin out as many cards as I can here to give me the highest likelihood of finding energy off this Lily. Only have to pop 1. Lay down Risky Ruins just to get it out of hand. Okay, Legacy Energy, cool. Cool. Alright, so we pop this here, but that's still not... I mean, we'd have to pop both of them to knock this out, which feels So gross. Or we could pop one, take out their Monkey Dory, and put a lot of money on hoping we find ignition energy. But I think if we attach the legacy there, then they're only taking 2, and I don't see what their follow-up attacker is, but if we give them 2 prizes, that feels so gross to give them 2 prizes. That feels like just not what we want to do. So gross. Actually gives them 2 prizes and we get to attack. Because we'll actually take 2 prizes. Okay, whatever. Whatever. We aren't going to do anything with energy yet, because we're going to see what they attack, or who they push, and then also what we pull off the prizing. And then they promote, which honestly should probably just be Kangaskhan, because Kangaskhan is the only thing that could really tank a hit. We didn't get anything else. We didn't get the ignition. Ignition would have been fantastic. They don't really have an attacker, so I don't think we really give them... Do we give them jetting blow damage? Surely we do. Surely we do. Surely we do. Surely we do. Because I actually see some potential math that could work out here. I see some potential math that could work out here. I think my other deck I might be considering. I mean, I think really the 2 decks that I'm between, most likely for NIC, is going to be either playing Dragapult or playing Bolt. Those are the 2 decks I've had the most with. I like the majority of the matchups with them. Gravity Mountain doesn't really help. We're not a stage, because it only does stage 2s, right? Yeah. Just to get rid of risky ruins. But moving the 30 from Kangaskhan doesn't do anything. I also don't see who their attacker is this turn. Also, does Wally Compassion heal status effects? No. Unfair Stand is pretty good, actually. Okay. My goal was going to be to like boss and try and take out the Petch while also taking out or just adding more damage to the Kangaskhan. Okay, so they do get to kill here, but they only take 2 prizes. And we just need ignition energy, and we could take... So many prizes here. Wow, that'd be so cool to kill with ignition energy. Wow, think of how cool that would be to hit 210 damage to this Mega Kangaskhan. Wow, that'd be so cool. I would love to do that. But I don't have Magnition energy, so we can't do that. Only 1 tails, but can't even flip a heads. We are going to send up Latias, because there is a world where we might not want to attack the Starmie. You know, maybe we hit Blood Moon, and we can do some Blood Mooning. Actually, I don't even know if Blood Moon's in here. Blood Moon is in here. I think I'd most want to hit Judge off this gear. Thanks, Judge. That's mighty kind of you. Do I want to attach energy here? Or do I want to save it to potentially attach to a Blood Moon? Because if we attach it here... I punch 120, but 50 damage, which doesn't do a whole lot. Or if we can attach it to a Blood Moon. I think we save it potentially to potentially find a Blood Moon. Blood Moon energy. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like that. Big fan of Blood Moon energy. Big fan of Blood Moon energy. It's pretty cool with me. Now, they did have a Blood Moon in their hand, which would be attacking for free. We did judge it away. Was Fez the right promote? Oh, no, they have Latias. Never mind, never mind. I was like, do they have... Can they get... I forgot they had Latias down. I don't know why I was thinking that Latias was a second teal. Because I was like, wouldn't they want to promote something that... To just maybe move it if they find... They already have the Latias. 240 plus 3, that's game. Good job. If they have Darkness Energy... Do they have Darkness Energy? All they need is Darkness Energy for game. The Night Stretcher. Oh. And we had game in hand. GG. Hey, but I think we played that the most. What card is that in the active? Same card I have in active. Blood Moon Ursaluna. Just the SIR of it. Which is such a pretty SIR. It's such a pretty card. Yeah, we had game in hand, if not, because we had Ignition Energy boss, so we could just retreat into our Starmie, boss up the monkey. But definitely a solid game there. We had a little bit of a awkward start. If we just had Ignition Energy, take a shot for every time I've said Ignition Energy in this game. That would have been a definitely very different game. All right. Enjoyed Starmie. We want to play card. I at some point, not tonight, I at some point actually kind of do want to play Crustal. I have never, and Festival Lead. I have never played either, and both are pretty, what's the word? Pretty, prolific isn't the right word. Like, they're everywhere in the format right now. They're everywhere in the format right now. And for the most part, I know how to deal with them because we've been playing around them for so long. But I feel like, at least me personally, I deal better with decks after I've played the deck. We're going to play the Ogre Pawn deck box for our Garchomp because we don't want to see Ogre Pawn. So we're going to put Ogre Pawn on the deck box. And in doing so, it'll scare away all the Ogre Pawns. And then we don't have to play against any Ogre Pawns. Alright, so this is the third place Cynthia's Garchomp list. Chiomp. The third place from the regional. I do like Garchomp, it's fun. Basically our ideas, we use Cynthia's Gabite. Its ability is Champion's Call to just find Cynthia's Pokemon, stack them up. We got a lot of HP, and for the most part, we have a really good matchup into like Dragapult. And then we also have 2 Premium Power Pros in this list, which give us an additional 30 damage. Another deck where we also want to go first, which I feel like is something good in this format because so many decks right now want to go second. So playing a deck that wants to go first is pretty good, although more people are wanting to play first. I don't like Larry's in this deck, honestly. I guess I just don't like the card in general. Very rarely do I ever use it. I love the Cynthia's Chomp, though. When I was looking at this list at the top of stream, I was thinking the same thing. What the fuck is this? You lose one game in Master Ball and drop below 1500, and all of a sudden you're playing against Hisui and Arcanine. What? What? What does it even do? Proud Fangs. If your bench Pokemon have any damage counters on them, this attack does 90 more damage. Okay. Okay, sure. Yeah, I don't love the Larry. I don't know that I would use it all that much. I don't even think I want a Lily here, actually. So I don't really have a way to attack here. Actually, hold up. There's a chance if we find both of our premium power pros, we actually just knock out. Are both in the deck? Both are in the deck. Both are in the deck. Might as well. Alright, well, you know, it was a worthy attempt. It was a worthy attempt. Imagine if we did, though. Imagine if we did, though. Let me also check the counts we have here. Do I have a Rose Raid in hand? I do. Yeah, I'm not going to attack them and give them a draw, because the Lucky Helmet, if Pokemon's attack to his act spot and it's damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, even if the Pokemon is knocked out, draw 2 cards. I'm not going to give them a draw 2. It's so dumb. Oh, what is Hisui and Arcanine doing here? What year is it? Yeah, like, what? Also, what does the Eradicate do? Because that's clearly their additional attacker. Scrape off before doing any damage. Discard all Pokemon tools from your opponent's active Pokemon. That's pretty good. I mean, pretty good for a stage 1 attacker that's doing 20 damage. So that in the sense of what we are doing here, that's pretty good. Retaliatory and Scizors. This attack does 40 damage for each damage counter on all your benched Pokemon, and that's why they play the Risky Ruins. That is actually pretty good. 1 energy does 40 damage for each damage counter on all your benched. Hold up a second. Oh, no. It's all in your benched Rattata. So they're doing 40, 80, 160, 240. Okay. I see the vision. I see the vision. Chat, we might actually about to do a Larry skill here. So that way I can get a guy. We might actually go for a Larry skill here. Hold up a second. Are we about to Larry skill? Oh, hold up. If we had bench space, Spiritomb would be pretty good here. We're gonna discard our hand anyway, so I guess we Pokegear first. So I think actually we boss. Oh, because I need the Evo this turn. I mean, I guess actually we could actually just force it to be a single prize game. Actually, that might be better, just force it to be a single prize game. Then we save the Larry skill for next turn. Never mind, I actually like that better. Yeah. Yeah. Has to move and activate in order to even use that, yeah. Yeah, we just never go Garchomp. Also, I did miss what they had done last turn. I feel like I remembered seeing a purple card. Precious Trolley is what I was like. I feel like I remember our pink card pop up. They played Precious Trolley. That makes sense. Why Night Stretcher for Rattata if you benched a Rattata? Do you need another Rattata that bad? Is it that important you get another Rattata? Dude, these fangs are so proud. These fangs are so proud. Looky pad for the Gabite. Right. Champion's Call. Not a Gabite. Rose Raid. Oh, actually, I did mean to grab Gabite. I clicked correctly, because then we Gabite, we Rose Raid, and then we Larry Skill for the other one. I actually did mean to Gabite there. That is actually incorrect. Actually, we can Larry Skill. It doesn't matter. Both ways work. Both ways work. So, yeah, we're fine. Both ways get us there. Both ways get us there. Hold up, I was making fun of Larry's skill, and now we've played it, and we've put another Larry's skill in hand with the plan of playing it next turn. Chat, what's happening here? I'm fine giving them the draw. They're losing all that energy. We might actually go with the Garchomp to force them to play around it, because I don't know that they can reach 330. We actually shouldn't have grabbed skill. We should have actually grabbed... Because I was like, I wanted to grab skill so we can set up another goodbye, but we actually should have just grabbed lilies. So we'd have a higher opportunity of finding another power weight. And I think we will attack with Garchomp. I think we do attack with Garchomp. Can fail the Champion's Call. I was like, if there's something I specifically want, I think we'll throw away the Rosalia. We do that. Grab that. That. Oh, we should grab Petrol, actually. Petrol to give ourselves the thing. Okay, but yeah, let's grab Petrol here. And then Corkscrew Dive for knockout, and we draw 4 cards. Would I like to draw cards? Boy, would I ever. Boy, would I. And then I don't think they can reach 330 with the Raticate. What, it's 40 damage for every Raticate, or every Rattata that has damage counters on it? Where's it at? Okay, thank you for evolving it so I didn't have to keep searching. This attack does 40 damage for every... This attack does 40 damage for each damage counter on all of your benched Rattata. So... 2, 4, 6, 6 times 4, so 24. Right? No, that's not math. 6 times 4? Oh, no, that is 24. Okay. Yeah, because 5 is 20. Yeah. I was like, no, because 5 would be 20. I can't do math. And now we could just retreat, force them to have a boss of some sort. And we could attack with Spirit Tomb. Which is kind of where I'm leaning. And we could also boss and kill the... Kind of like the idea of attacking with the Spirit Tomb. Free damage. And then I think we boss. Do we make the Raticate weaker? But also, like, or... Do we just kill the... Because they seem really insistent on getting the... This guy set up. Actually don't know which we go for here. So we get this. I mean, they have 7 cards in hand. We haven't disrupted them at all. So I don't know what they have in hand. I guess there's a world where they might not have Evo. I guess there's a world where they might not have Evo. And then even if they take 2 prizes this turn, we just don't... We just continue to attack with a 1-prizer. But if they can't take 2 prizes this turn, it doesn't matter who we attack with. Okay. So it looks like they are attacking with Fan Rotom, which is a knockout for them, which is fine. Because then we just send up... now we just boss the Raticate, because that is who they want their attacker to be. Because that's why they prepped them. We just boss this. Attach an energy there. Waste it. Waste it. And now they have no way to take 3 prizes. So no matter what, we have a person. The only way they can do is like try and stall us, which is why I attached an energy. One of the Rose Raids. I mean, this doesn't stop us at all because it's just prevent all damage to this Pokemon done from Pokemon who have abilities. So we just kill it with Garchomp. Garchomp doesn't have an ability, so we just retreat to Garchomp. Right, I'm not crazy, right? I'm not misreading this. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon that have an ability. What? Yeah, we just retreat. You're playing memes, so I'm gonna show you that we just have this in so many different ways. What is this deck? Go play a different deck. I don't know. I feel like that can't even be good into like Dragapult, or into Raging Bolt, or into like Ogre Clef. I feel like that isn't even good into any like the big 2-prizers, because most of them play Monkey, and those things have such low HP, especially the Rattatas. Like that Dragapult just has to easily clean that up. Because you put down all those Rattatas with Risky Ruins on it, and they just go, okay, 2, 4, 6, that's 3 prizes. I just can't see a world where that deck is ever good. I can at least understand... I understand, like, trying to build a new single prize deck, but... It's not that. It's not that. It is not that. This deck is going to be so shuffled on my next event. All I've been doing is sitting here and shuffling it for the last hour. And then it's still going to dead draw. Man, I've been saying all night how much everyone like wants to go second, and I feel like everyone we've paired into has wanted to go first. I feel like everyone we've matched into tonight has chosen to go first. Going first and opening Badoo, is this Staryu? Oh, it is is Dragapult wanting to go first now? I'm sorry, did I miss an update? Dragapult wants to go first now, even with Badoo? Well, I hate to tell you, bud, you've potentially got it here. Big yikes. We actually have to Larry's skill. Otherwise, we potentially just lose. Yikes. Oh, that's crazy. I will not attack because I do not want to give them damage counters to use. If they, you know, go for a monkey this turn. Monkidori. Yeah, notice they didn't grab the one with energy on it because they're potentially wanting to rare candy it. Although they would need a lot to be able to completely, like, ruin our day. They would need Crispin, Risky Ruins, Monkidori, Dragapult. That was Dragapult and Boss's Order they just threw away. Okay, so they're not attacking. They're just, So we will be item locked, so we will not be able to kill Badoo this turn. So I think we'll just pass it. I don't think we want to put damage counters. Actually, we can't, no, because we'll be doing 40 damage if we can find Gabite. Never mind, I forgot Gabite does 40. I don't know why I was thinking they didn't do 40. But we'll at least take a knockout here. But we get to see 9 cards this turn. We get to draw for turn and then Lily for 8. So surely we find at least a Gabite and all that, right? Surely we find a Gabite. Take a Roselia, though. That's something. Surely we find a Gabite and all that. Surely we find a Gabite. Surely we find a Gabite. Surely. Surely we find a Gabite. Gabite. Should have attacked the last turn. I mean, we at least have health protect, but now there is no chance of us attacking with Garchomp this next turn, which is pretty bad. Pretty bad. We're in a pretty bad spot here. We're in a pretty bad spot here. We shouldn't have attacked. Why did I attack? Attacking is always the wrong choice there. I don't know why I attacked. Just gives them an option, and it doesn't really do anything for me. No world where I should have attacked there. Night Stretcher for Dragapult. Potential Crispin. Because that's why I was like, we shouldn't have done that yet. Crispin, Darkness Energy, they take 2 prizes. On Roselia. So stupid of us to do that. So stupid of us to attack there. Zero reason for us to attack there. And I think that is just... And then this is honestly a really good matchup for us, too. And it's really sad that we are not going to get a clean game here. We had such a bad start. I also realized from our Larry's skill, we actually should not have grabbed Lily's Determination. We should have just grabbed the Larry's skill again. You have a... did you not read what Rocky Energy does? You should have only moved 1. We should have grabbed another Larry's skill to guarantee a Gabite. That would have been a much better setup, because then I would have had a Gabite going into this turn, would have had a Garchomp. Yeah, we absolutely misplayed that. Absolutely misplayed that. It's not completely over for us. There's still some potential here. We could get some stuff going. Absolutely still a world where we are still in this. The unfair stamp is unfortunately prized, because that's what I was about to grab with Petrol. But unfortunately, that's prized. So we will not be grabbing that with Petrol. So that's unfortunate. Do we even want to attack here? Like, grab a goodbye. I know. We kind of have to. We give them way too much time, though. If I stay inactive. I put a good bite in hand. But it would be so much better if I could retreat here. But I mean, then we don't have the double. Should have actually saved this. Oh, man, that just sucks. We're just screwed. We just started so far behind. We just started so far behind. Yeah, that sucks. I think it still would have been probably smarter to retreat and force the boss. So yeah, we're once again giving them damage to take 2 prizes, yeah. Yeah, we started too far behind. We should have just retreated. Retreating was definitely the correct choice there. Retreat. Because there is a world where we could do... what, 130, 160, 190... Nah, there's not really a world where we get a knockout with only 1 energy on Gabite. Or on Garchomp, rather. Yeah, that's just a sucky start. And a misplay. We should just grab the Larry skill to guarantee. Not going for the guarantee, I think, was definitely our mistake. Because that would have been a very different game had we had that. We could have taken out the Badoo. Also, the mistake with attacking. Had a couple of mishaps there that definitely could have and should have been played out a little smarter, but it's okay. I do need energy attachment here to retreat. And I feel like we kind of have to go with the early attachment. Okay, so this is Matang. Okay, we get the attachment, good. Because I did not want to have to... I really wanted to Fighting Gong and... get down to... Do I want 2 Gabites here, actually? Or I want 2 Rose... I think I want 2 Gabites. And it doesn't matter anymore, I've already made the choice because I used the Pokegear first. Teehee. You're also still a 1 retreat, right? Yeah. Troll? Is there ever a world where we can reach... I don't know if there is a world where we reach 200 with... second energy, yeah. Literally everything. Should be seeing a Matang. Stevens, Beldum at Welsh, where are you? Welsh, you have to understand there is now an actual decent Stevens Metagross deck list. Welsh, it's actually a potential playable deck now. You can grab both of them. Evo the Roserade. And then we don't use the Premium Power Pro because that'd just be kind of silly. Do we want to attack here, or do we want to... And off this last Gabite, we'll grab another Gibble. Do I just want to stay? So like they could potentially rare candy here. I don't know that I want to give them a potential here. I feel like we have to attach though. I just don't want to leave this inactive where it can get killed. That's really what I'm concerned with. think we just attack here. I think we're okay. I think we're okay to attack here. Love to see that, but I gotta go for the night. And I say, Wiz, have a good night. Welsh, thanks for coming through. At some point in the future, I'm definitely planning to play this list because it is Stevens, Metagross, and Empoleon. And you guys know I love some Piplup. So we'll definitely at some point be playing this list. I just don't know when. Yeah, I was like, I couldn't remember if they played Rick Candy or not. They do. Steven and Beldam art is so pretty. It really is. Such a good art. I feel like it's also... Because this was from a deck box that you could have bought. But, it, you know, difficult to buy them. I feel like they got bought up real fast because they're so expensive. Does this... 200? Yeah, they kill. Stevens. I feel like it's stupid expensive. Actually, only $33. I was thinking it was more expensive. Is the Marnie's more Pico more expensive? I thought one of them was really dumb expensive. I mean, $30 is still expensive. Yeah, the Marnie's more Pico is $42, which I thought was really dumb because it's not even a playable card. We cannot reach 340 damage, so there's that. So there's that. I feel like we gotta attack here. So I feel like we're not bossing. Also didn't know we played a stamp, TBH. Well, your skill could be pretty good here. One energy left, because we Larry's skill for Garchomp. We only have one Rose Raid. Is the other one prized? I actually didn't even pay attention when we were setting up our board. Yeah, that's fine. Grab Garchomp. Grab the energy for next turn. Lost maybe Lily? I don't know what's better here. I'll have a dead hand at that point. Maybe Lily to potentially find some Power Pros. I guess maybe Petrol could also find those for us. I think we go with Lily. Gives us the heaviest... Well, no, we're also going to Corkscrew Drive, so we're going to draw cards here, actually. Grab boss. We're gonna draw a card. I forget Corkscrew Dive draws cards. I forget it draws cards. It'll punch for 160. We're at 400 HP. Should be pretty difficult for them to reach that. Yes, I would like to draw cards. Ooh. Okay. Garchomp is just such a fun deck. It's such a fun deck. I don't know what they petrol for here. Bloody Poffin, maybe? To get a boss? Okay. Interesting. So that way, if I'm trying to run, I'm not going to run, I'm just going to take the knockout. But that's why I grabbed boss, in case you try and run. I know, they just punch for 200. That's fine. We're punching for 160. Power weight. Garchomp, because the other one's prized. Do I want a petrol here? For anything? Anything I need a petrol for? We can save, because we don't need a boss. I don't really need a Lily either. Could retreat, force them to boss. That way also Spirit Tomb can do damage. Yeah, they drew boss. Let's make them play boss. You know, might as well. Kill this is great. Really for 8? I just don't know what we're trying to find here. I don't know that there's anything we're trying to find here. I think we're okay with everything we have right now. Yes, let's just thin out the power weight. Yeah, I think we're okay with everything we have right now. Oh shoot! We did want to draw. We did want to draw. I did the math wrong. We wanted to grab the Power Pro. I did the math wrong. I thought we were doing that. I for some reason thought I was like 160 plus 160 is like 360. I don't know why I thought 160 plus 160 was 360. What world am I in that 160 plus 160 is 360? That's so funny. We had the knockout. I think we're still okay, but that's just very silly of me. That's just very silly of me. It's just very silly. Yeah, that's just very silly. I think we just corkscrew. I don't think we need to do anything else. It's so silly of me. Because it wasn't even decreased damage. It was just I didn't do the math correctly. I just didn't do the math. That's so funny. Oh, what does Mega Skarmory do? Shuffle all energy attached to this Pokemon into your deck. This attack does 220 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay. Battle Cage. Ice Stretcher. Okay, so this is not the actual... Not the actual. This is not the Steven's Metagross I was expecting. I was expecting the Steven's Metagross with Metang. Or not with Metang, with Empoleon. This is a different version of Steven Metagross that's using... Am I afraid of this 220 attack? I think I am. I think we just... If they attack with Genesect here... I think we just boss and kill Fez. Or do we just leave Fez as a consistent, easy KO? Because they fresh trolleyed, so their only potential... Wait, how much does this attack for? Oh, are they attacking with this? Oh no, they're attacking with this. I was like, do they have the energy for that? I guess second boss. That's also pretty good. So we could also retreat here, force them to boss, Spirit Tomb, boss Metagross, punch Metagross for 200 for knockout, force them to have boss, which I kind of like. They could easily have it, but they also have played boss once. They played 3 Petrels. But that would also negate my attachment here. We'd still take 2 prizes. I think this is my last energy, though, is the issue. That's my last energy, that's the issue. Currently hitting Brawl 160. $160 plus 70. I gotta make sure I'm doing my math correctly now. 160 plus 70 is knockout, right? It's barely, but it's knockout. I think we're fine here, as long as they don't have hand disruption. If they have hand disruption, it's a little awkward. As long as they don't have hand disruption, we're fine. Cool, Metal Lab. That's Metal Pokemon take 30 less damage. Okay. No hand disruption then. Because the only thing they could have disrupted us with is with Judge, and they played Lily. So we're good. That means we win. So it doesn't matter who they knock out here. They can't knock out both our Gible and our Garchomp. And our Gible evolves into Gabite, and we just boss their Fez, which is weak to fighting. And we just knock out the Fez. So it does not matter which one they kill. So they need 3 prizes. What is the actual extra text here? Yeah, I was like, do they get to like take less damage or anything? No, so we're good. $260 from a single prizer. So what happens when you're weak to fighting. GG. Garchomp is fun. Garchomp's a good deck. I really like Garchomp. You know, as long as you can stay away from stay away from the grass decks, it's a fun time. And even then, it's not terrible with the grass decks because you just stay the single prize route and just play around it as best you can. Realistically, if you take the first 2 prizes, then you can give up 2. It's such a fun deck. I really like it. Definitely want to play more of it in the future. I think that is where we're going to bring today's experience to a close. Like I said, at some point I would like to play Crustle and Festival League just because I've never played those decks before. I did enjoy playing Starmie today. It was my first time playing that. That was pretty good. There are still some other decks I want to play around with. Alakazam. I haven't touched Alakazam since Alakazam came out, so we'll probably play that at some point. Like I said, Festival League at some point. We'll probably get back around to Lucario. And yeah. Ooh, there's a Starmie list with Frostlass, which is also pretty interesting with the Mega Frostlass. So we'll also maybe play around with that at some point as well. But that is going to do it for tonight's experience. Hope you all enjoyed hanging out with me. I enjoyed hanging out with you. There'll be no stream tomorrow night, but I will have a stream Saturday. Emphasis on the day. Because I will be live at 3 p.m. EST. 3 p.m. EST. With some more Pokemon TCG. I don't know what we'll be playing yet. Probably around with one another these lists or something, but we'll be doing something. So thank you all for hanging out. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for following all through. And if you're watching over on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe to that YouTube channel. I post some daily shorts of opening up Pokemon packs and all sorts of goodness. But I'll see you all later. Thanks for hanging out. Goodbye.